That was the end of Stan's Crow. Thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I am glad you made it. Let's talk about 3 common myths about VA disability compensation eligibility. 3 common myths about that eligibility. Glad to share with you here today. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. If you want to support the channel in other ways, you can do that by becoming a member. You can do that by going to the homepage. You'll see the highlighted members and a join button. Thank you to all you members. I really appreciate you. Do my best to get back to your comments. And sometimes there's a bit of a delay just because of the rooster in the background. Sometimes I got to deal with him. So, for those that don't know, that's Stan. Stan is the rooster. I am Jason. That is Stan. So, let's jump into this. All right, the 2 asks. Hit the thumbs up. Let the video run. That puts this into other people's hands. 3 common myths about eligibility. First one, you had to be involved in combat operations in order to file. All right, that's a good one. Disability benefits are not limited to combat vets, nor those with orthopedic conditions. Any veteran that honorably served on active duty, Stan's excited about it. Any veteran that served honorably on active duty military service may be eligible to get VA disability benefits and compensation. This includes mobilized or activated individuals during National Guard or Reserve time as well. Next one. First, let's dive into that a little bit. So, no, you don't need to be combat related. And a lot of times, I think, and I don't know if they're going to get to it here, but I'm going to kind of couple this into it, is the idea is that people believe that you had to be combat and injured physically, physical injuries. And it is not physical injuries and it's not combat. Let me put it to you this way. When you signed up for the military, whatever branch, everybody signed the same blank check, right? Payable up to death. Send me where you're going to send me. I'll go where you tell me to go, and here we are. Don't know if a war is going to stop. Don't know if a war is going to start. Don't know what's going to happen or where it's going to happen. Don't know if there's going to be a training accident. Who knows, right? So off you go. But the problem is nobody explained to you when you signed that blank check that you have a tremendous benefits package through the VA when you get out. Nobody explained this to you, so you feel as though it's not really there, or it's only this special thing for other people because nobody told you about it. And the reality is that the benefit that you were going to receive from VA by signing that blank check was, hey, look, we know you're coming in essentially with a clean slate. There's nothing wrong with you, which, I mean, come on, we're all 17, 18 years old, whatever it is, for the most part. And you're coming in with no issues unless you come in with a waiver, right? You have one thing, maybe you tweaked something because you were a wrestler in high school or something, right? So anyway, you're coming in with a clean slate and the VA says, look, anything that goes wrong with you during your time in service or because of your time in service, we're going to take care of you forever. But we're going to pay you like garbage while you're in the military, just so you know. It's going to be pretty low, but boy, this benefits package, right? If this was a corporation, what they'd be saying is, hey, look, you come, you work for us for 5 years. After that 5 years, you're going to be fully vested in all of this stock, right? It's kind of the same thing, only the government doesn't have stock they can give you. So instead, they're giving you VA disability benefits. And disability, by the way, is a horrible word to use for it, but it is what it is, right? So disability, we always think, a physical disability when it's not. I mean, it's a wide range of anything that is diagnosable, that's chronic in nature, and has some sort of a residual or has some sort of a residual effect. This is things like a motor tic, right? Somebody who has a twitch in their cheek, right? That keeps happening and they can never stop it, right? A motor tic. That is a rateable condition. Tinnitus, right? Ringing in the ears. Maybe you have some degenerative disc disease. Maybe you have migraine headaches. Maybe you have hiatal hernia, right? I mean, the list goes on and on. So don't shortchange yourself, and VA benefits are for all. Let's move on. Next one, number 2, current illnesses or conditions that affect your mental or physical health that could be linked to the military can also qualify a veteran to receive benefits. So, it says here, a veteran does not have to just have conditions that occurred during service to be eligible. Many conditions can arise after military service has ended, whose root cause can be tracked or traced back to being service related. So an example that I'll give is maybe you were working on, jet stuff where you're breathing, maybe you were a fueler for jets. And so you're huffing jet fuel, however many hours out of the day. Maybe there's some sort of collateral damage, right, that's going to happen from that. And those things appear later on. So it says here, if you have signs of a certain illness like hypertension, arthritis, diabetes, ulcers that started within a year after you were discharged from active duty service, the VA may conclude that those are related to your service. What they're talking about here, and they didn't really go into it, is there is what's called a 1-year presumptive, and the list is much bigger than that, of if you got diagnosed outside of service for certain conditions, the VA will treat those as presumptive and just presume that they're due to your time in service, which is a good thing, but it's only good if you know about it. So the problem that a lot of us have is during our time in service, we don't document anything. Then we get out, then hopefully within a year we document stuff. But we're hustling, trying to find work, trying to take care of the family, put the roof over the head. A year goes by pretty quick. But if you were able to do that and get that put into place, you'll be good to go. Another thing would be presumptive conditions, right? So there's a whole list of cancers and other ailments that are listed as presumptive conditions solely based on where you served. And that would be something that shows up later on in life but can be traced back. Not everything has to be presumptive. There could be other arguments for other conditions. You just need to build that case to point it back to your time in service based on where you served or your job type, what you did, your MOS, whatever it is. So let's move on. Next one, number 3. And this is the third myth. Only an honorable discharge warrants VA disability benefits. All right, let's see what they say here. An honorable, they put whatever. An honorable discharge is ideal. However, a general discharge under honorable conditions is just as valid. A veteran who has a general under honorable discharge should not have issues. A veteran with an other than honorable discharge can get service-connected benefits in certain cases, but a successful outcome under this type of discharge can be extremely difficult. If a veteran received a dishonorable or bad conduct discharge, they are not eligible to receive VA disability benefits. Now let me throw this in there. You can apply for a discharge upgrade. Now there's 2 different kind of variations of this discharge upgrade. You can go to the DOD and actually get a physical, like a real upgrade to your discharge. You can ask for that, depending on the circumstances surrounding. Or you can go to the VA and ask them for a discharge upgrade for VA purposes, benefits only, right? Now, what would be a reason why? Well, if you had a situation of, let's say that you were super stellar, everything was great, promoted, boom, 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 you're moving up, everything's good. First deployment was fine, everything went good, boom, you go to another deployment, and maybe things got a little hairy and you developed PTSD, although nobody told you that you had PTSD and you didn't know. And then you started to drink a little more, and then you started to have some issues, right? So everything's going great. Boom, event during your time in service of PTSD then drove you down, and now here you are. And you did something you shouldn't have done, whatever it is, got you kicked out on a bad, other than honorable discharge, right? So now you're out. So that would be a type of a situation in which you would want to ask for some sort of a discharge upgrade because your PTSD was not being treated by the military, and you showed this great trajectory beforehand. There was no issues, and then during that event, that is what kind of caused this downfall. And the the DOD, whatever branch, should have stepped up and helped you with your treatment and so forth, and the result of that ended up getting you kicked out. So you may be able to get an upgrade because of that. Just something important to look into. So there's three things that people may not be realizing, and wanted to just share it with you here today. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great one, and remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.